Hi, my name's Tony Ridley, and once again welcome to another Crisis Leadership and Management Education tutorial. In this section we're talking about stakeholder analysis, influence and analysis. This subset we're going to be focusing on the priority of communications in terms of influence, interest and support. How do we document this? How do we encapsulate this? And how do we then communicate it within both the group and within the organisations? Once again, going to a simplified view, if we look at an X and Y axis and consider breaking into simplified quadrants, looking at A, B, C and D, for example. So in our horizontal axes we have in order of severity from low to high in terms of the influence that an individual or a particular group has. On the horizontal axis, on the vertical axis we have the influence potential, low to high, and on the horizontal we have the interest and support. Therefore, what we can then do, A being in the lower left quadrant, B being in the bottom right, C the top left, D in the top right, what we can then do is migrate through to a status of priority of communication. Is it something that we need to provide minimal effort and we simply monitor? Is it something that increased because of the interest and support, but they have very little influence that we simply keep informed? Or do we then start to escalate up the chain and we have far more satisfactory emotional content that we need to keep satisfied, and 100% cooperation, key players at the higher end of the spectrum in the D quadrant? So again, it's a very simple, very basic, but should be a standardized approach in any and all stakeholder analysis, because at the end of the day, once we've identified our stakeholders, we've determined the relationships, we've assessed their wants and needs, at the end of the day we have to have an outcome, and we need to prioritize based on the frequency and consistency in terms of what we communicate and when we communicate. So again, this should be something nice and easy, a simple visual, a simple graphic, so everybody's informed. This can form part of your crisis dashboard, whether you're old school and have these printed out up on the wall in a crisis management room, or they're electronic, or they're an application, or whatever the structure is. This is the type of information that needs to be shared frequently, consistently, and certainly updated as circumstances change, and measure the results to make sure that if your assessment of keeping satisfied has not been met, what do you need to improve it, and do you need to migrate them into a much higher category because of your failing or your less than optimal results as from your first stages. So once again, this is identifying the influence and categorizing the stakeholders based on their influence and interest. That's all for now. For more information and further tutorials, please visit the website at www.crisismanagement.tony-ridley.com. That's all for now. Thanks very much. Bye.